Hello and welcome to the Easily Excitable podcast. My name is Tom and with me this week is Shoban. Hey man, how's it going?
Good, man. How have you been?
Yeah, I've been alright. Things are going okay. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say apart from that, to be honest. How about you?
Not bad. It's been a busy couple of weeks just because everyone at the office has been going on vacation since we are
Mm-hmm.
in the summer period. And yeah, I'm the only one that didn't take time off. So it's just been flying by the seat of my pants, trying to help out as many people as possible, and at the same time try to do my own work, which has been a lot of fun. And yeah, oh, to tomorrow I can't wait for Monday because
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be the first day that everybody's gonna be back,
Ah,
and
nice.
it's like, okay, I can actually sit down and do my job and get stuff done. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Cool. Cool. Um yeah, I guess actually that I've recently, like, my boss has been trying to hire someone to replace me as they know I'm leaving. So
Right.
and I found out earlier in the week that yes, they actually have reached out to someone to hire them, and they'll be starting like late August. So that's real encouraging that I'm like they're actually getting someone in to actually take over from me.
Oh yeah,
So
and they're actually giving you some time
it's
too. It's not like a, all right, bye, time to start
yeah,
looking.
yeah. So yeah, luckily I'll be able to get them hopefully trained up well enough that when I leave, they know exactly what's going on and they know what they're gonna be looking for. So yeah, that's kind of a relief for me, but I just need to get a bunch of stuff prepared before they get here so that we know what to do once they do get
For sure.
here, and they can get everything done. So yeah, it's yeah, it's going to be an interesting few months while the two of us. Well, once I get this, well, while I'm getting this person trained up, which is exciting and encouraging, really.
Right.
That yeah, I'm finally moving on. So fun, fun, fun.
Oh yeah.
Hmm. So yeah, yeah. What have you been doing recently? Have you been much busy? Still on the fitness, trying to get yourself in shape, or
Oh yes.
I don't know.
So I've been. It's been interesting trying to do the whole fitness thing, just because we've had a huge heat wave come in for the past 2 months.
Uh huh.
So on average, our weather has just been, even at night, it'll stay around 38 to 40 degrees, which
Ooh.
yeah, it's not fun. And I
Hmm.
learned the hard way that my apartment that I'm staying in right now doesn't have air conditioning.
Uh.
So it kind of sucks when you're hot and then you go to the gym and then you work up a sweat and then you come back and you're still sweating. It just
Hmm.
doesn't stop, and no matter how many showers you try taking, it's just continuous.
Hmm.
So trying to find a good balance of like all that. And yeah, because like it got so hot to the point where I'd be eating milk and cereal for breakfast and I'd still sweat. And
Uh.
I'm just like, this is the worst feeling ever. So I bought a fan and I used it
Hmm.
so much that that fan broke. So I had
Oh.
to buy another fan.
Hmm.
And so far that one's okay. But yeah, it's just been trying to find that balance of, okay, I'm gonna work out today. What's the best time to work out?
Hmm.
Or if I'm just gonna skip a day or two because it's just so hot and humid, and trying to balance all of that.
Hmm.
Um, I want to get back into actually going to a boxing gym, but I'm still looking at trying to find a place that would be able to accommodate my schedule instead of me trying to conform to it.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
yeah, that's always just the difficulty. But once I find it, I'm gonna be just gonna be excited.
Nice. Nice. Cool. Yeah. A while ago, I did an obstacle 12K run
Oh,
with my taekwondo friends, and that went real well. It was a load of fun. Obstacles. There's one section that was like swinging along rings, and I wasn't ready for that.
Oh.
My upper body strength was not there, but I made it the whole way along. Yeah, and it was tough, but it was fun. I've been feeling.
I've heard a couple of those that I know a bunch of people here do it. There's one that's called I think Tough Mudder, where
Yep.
yeah, they have one over here, and I know people have been training for it or people actually train for it and they prepare for it, but I never really got into it, or I never really thought about doing it before. But
They're good fun.
are they?
Like, it's a lot of people that are just like, yeah, we're gonna get through this, and it's I don't know, it's a really positive time.
Okay.
So it's good fun if you know you can do the running part. Like, well, the thing is, I was running with two other people, and we all knew we could do it, but we ran at the pace of the slowest person. But like, what you want to do is you don't want to set off full speed. You want to set off probably 80%. And then if you can try and keep that 80%, which soon becomes your 100%, like once you start getting wet and muddy,
Right.
then it becomes a bit tougher, and your regular 80% actually becomes your 100%, and it's just because if you go try to give it 100% from the off, like
Right.
you're not gonna even make it halfway through.
Oh yeah, no, I believe that. It feels kind of like sort of all these newer fitness things are kind of more team focused rather than individual. Because CrossFit, I've noticed it's also very much team based, where like they CrossFit gyms have been popping up everywhere, but it's like a group of people that just kind of work together to like complete objectives, and there's a lot of goal based stuff, which I found very interesting that they do that. Because yeah, in boxing and just other fitness stuff, it's like, nope, it's you, and you're trying to be the best you that you can be, and you want to crush everybody else that gets in your way, and it's you. So just to flip to where there's one where it's like, oh yeah, all of us together are gonna get over this challenge, and we're gonna make it, and you're gonna feel great about yourself. I'm like, wow, this I didn't even know this you could actually do this with fitness.
Yeah, well, like one of my favorite things, I guess I've been doing them for like, I don't know, probably 12 years, because I started in my second year of uni, but we were doing exercise classes as like a group, and like, just doing like these fitness classes that are circuits, or I don't know, boxercise over here that I'm doing at the moment. And there's just like so many different like group exercise programs that there are around.
Right.
But like, they're all like really positive. But yeah, I can't actually recall seeing any when I was in the States, but I probably didn't go to the right gym. But there was also like, and then you got to think like there's spin class as well.
Yeah.
There's always like, let's work together to get through this session. But yeah, no, I think fitness classes are like, I don't know, they're like my favorite way to feel like I'm getting into shape, because you can put in however much you want, as long as like you're not like actively shouting at other people in the class. It's generally fine.
Could you imagine that? That'd be the worst feeling ever. Just someone just yelling at the top of their lungs. Oh, that would not be a fun time. That really wouldn't.
No. So yeah, fitness classes are pretty great. Probably my favorite way to exercise, which is why I'm like so keen on them. And then that's one of the main reasons I do taekwondo, to be honest, because it's a group exercise style thing. Plus, you get to punch and kick people. That helps.
Honestly, that's why I like boxing so much, because it's like, yeah, you could if you could find somebody to actually practice with who's your height and close to your weight, or even slightly bigger than you, then it's a great way to stay in shape, and also you get to punch people, which
nice, cool. So recently we have like, through like Rachel, and then I guess Andres and the rest of the group, I don't know who brought it up initially, but they sent out this like playlist list thing.
Yep.
to fill in, and a bunch of us have filled it in, and Rachel's like collated all of the playlists into a Google Excel like sheet, where we can just pick each other's up and then go on to Spotify and like listen through the playlist.
Right.
And it's like songs that contain a color in them, songs that have the name of someone in, like, and then like songs you want played at, say, like your wedding, and a song that reminds you of yourself, and all these fun kind of things. And I've been listening through to a few people's playlists, and it's real interesting to like find songs and like new music through this playlist and these requirements that have been brought up. But yeah, have you listened to anyone else's playlist other than your own?
I've gone through a couple of them. I know I went through Andres's one because his was the first one that really popped up. I think he was the one, the first one to sort of bring it up to everybody.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting because so the way I kind of approached my playlist was because I have a wide variety of music. I didn't want to sit there and think about it because then I'm gonna take a lot longer than I should, or I felt like I should. It's like, what was the first one would be,
one with the color in it.
Yeah, so it's like I know 8 songs that I could bring in, and then I have the problem where it's like I would try to fit the playlist as almost like a set list, where it's like, okay, well, I need all the songs to sort of like feed into each other and have a same overarching theme and try to do everything. I'm like, no, you know what? Let me just, first thing, top of my head, I'm just gonna put a song in, go. So I was just rolling through it, and after I got it done, I was looking at everybody else's, and I agree the same with you. It's just like how, we're given the same sort of instructions, but because music, there's so much music, you get so many just different variants and everything that come along with it. And yeah, I've been using those playlists to I'll just listen to them through the day because 30 songs isn't usually a lot of time. It's about like an hour and a couple minutes tops, maybe.
Oh, I don't know. I'd probably put it at about 2.5 hours or so.
2.5, yeah. So it usually helps make the work week or the work day go by a lot faster. But it's been great. Just almost like a discovery piece, and like listening to new music and being able to save it, and it's just overall it's been really good. And this actually got me into. I didn't really make too many playlists just for the sake of making playlists. I would always make them just, oh, I have a gig coming up, I should probably just start putting in music that they would listen to and see what I can pull up. But now I'm like, I'm going to make a playlist just to go to the gym, or I'm going to make a playlist if I'm just reading a book, or I'm going to make a playlist for when I'm driving home for the weekend. So I've gotten hit with the playlist bug a lot, so it's good because it keeps me on my toes and try to figure out what's there. And then Spotify also has that great related songs function where after you start putting songs in, it's like, oh, these are some other songs you might like putting in there as well. And you're like, thank you very much. I didn't know about these songs. Let me check those out and see what's up with these.
Nice. Yeah. Like, what point did I want to make? No! My brain. Yeah, like, okay, there's a few points I wanted to touch on. Yeah, you can go from, like, because, like, you're bound by the rules of the playlist, not, like, trying to make it flow. I went from Carcass, a really heavy metal band, into Hot Action Cop, which is just, like, trash pop rock stuff from, like, the early 2000s. And then, like, back into Soilwork, and it's, like, mega heavy yet again. And then, like, later in the list, it goes, where is it? It goes Intervals, who are like, oh, no, that's not even the bit. It goes from Paramore, who are just, like, pop punk, really cool. Then to Frank Turner, then to Intervals, who are, like, technical guitar-y band. Then it goes to Kesha, and then it goes to Caius, who are, like, a stoner rock metal band from ages ago. And then it goes into Jimi Hendrix. And then it goes into electronic music with Dark Cat. And then it goes into, like, back into, like, heavy metal. I'm just like, oh, this playlist is so disjointed, but so much fun.
Oh, that's so good. Just I love that.
Yeah, and then yeah, the other point I want to say, like, playlisting is fun. I've liked doing it. What I do at the moment is, like, because I've got my bullet journal, I'm going through that.
Right.
I'm writing down a song a day. I'm just like, yeah, this song I listened to this day. Usually it's throughout the week, like Mondays to Fridays only. So, and then when I get to the end of the month, I will compile those 20, 21, 22 songs into a playlist that's like the playlist for this month. And so then I'm generating a playlist like that. But when I went on a trip to Guitar Shop, I went with my dad on the first trip, and I made a playlist for that was about 4 hours long. So it's supposed
Nice.
to be 2 hours there and 2 hours back. But that's not how it played out. It took us 3.5 hours to get there. So we'd essentially gone through the playlist by the time we got there, which was rubbish. So yeah, then on the way back, we just used Spotify's album radio, like, kind of thing, and put in a song that I knew we both enjoyed, and then built a playlist from that. But yeah, building the playlist before we went, I was like, this is exactly what the tracks that I want to listen to,
Oh
that
yeah.
I know my dad would enjoy, and like the two of us will get along, listening to it. And yeah, really spent some time putting that playlist together.
Definitely.
But
No, I've been one of the good things also with some of the songs that I've found on through these playlists and just kind of looking at other people's playlists
mhm.
is I've gotten hit with the record collecting bug again, where I'm just looking and saying, "Oh man, this song's really good. I wonder if they have a single like a 45 for it." Oh yeah, they do,
Mhm.
and it's
Nice.
$4 out of the U.S. Okay, this
Ah.
and I'm like, what have I done? This is this is not a good
Oh,
start.
yeah. I was like, given that I'd heard Andreas had made a playlist, because like he, from what you're saying, like he was the first person to have done it,
Right.
and like then Rachel like introduced it to me. I was curious to see his playlist, mainly because I was going to be like, how many Coheed and Cambria songs has he put in there? And I counted. It's 5. It's not that bad. 1/6 of his playlist is Coheed and Cambria.
Yeah,
That's all right.
yeah, that's not bad.
That's manageable.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind Coheed and Cambria. I like some of their songs, but I was expecting a lot more than we got
Yeah.
back.
Well, I think we someone said somewhere where it was I think they came up to the point where they said you're not allowed to repeat artists. So that made it a bit harder. Like, but that was afterwards because I put mine
Yeah.
out, and then I think I had 2 artists that repeated. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go change that really quick, and then I flipped it, which that makes it a lot more challenging because
Yeah.
if you're on a roll and you have one artist and you like one artist, and then you have a slew of songs, and then you realize that you can't put them in, put any of their other songs in. Like I think I had Stevie Wonder in there, and I put
Mhm.
one song, and I'm like, oh, I could put 8 of these other songs, and then I'm like, no, I can't. I need to move on. Just
I put yeah. I put 2 Ninja Sex Party songs in and 2 Diablo Swing Orchestra songs in, and I was just like, I'm just like, I can't change those songs. Like, there's no way.
definitely.
Like, it's just, it's ludicrous. But like, yeah, no, I never like. No one said that rule to me, so I was like, doesn't matter to me.
No, no,
But
it's, it's
I
fair.
was actively thinking like, I've got to try and not repeat the same artists. But you know, 30 songs from 28 artists isn't bad.
Oh
So
yeah, no, that's a really good ratio.
yeah, so that was fun. I'm going to look at other people's playlists. Like, yours was the first one I listened to that wasn't my own.
Okay.
Like, of course I listened to my own one
Yeah.
first. Just to make sure it made sense, you know.
For sure.
The one that's been the most interesting of the bunch is to like see what orchestra classical music piece everyone's chosen,
Yeah. That
because like
oh.
that is the most interesting one. So yeah, and yeah, you chose what, a Brahms one?
I
Yeah,
think it was a Brahms one, yeah.
yeah. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I want to say Rachel chose Mozart, but I'm not 100%. Let me have a look.
I think you're right.
No, she chose Vivaldi.
Oh, was it
Who chose
Vivaldi?
Mozart? Yeah, I'm looking at it now. She chose from Four Seasons.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Who chose Mozart? Oh, Andreas chose Mozart.
Yep.
That's why I'm thinking Mozart. Okay. And then I chose one that I saw like on the proms, which is a viola concerto,
Oh wow, okay.
and it's like, yeah, Walton's viola concerto, and it's like it's got. If you were to listen to it, like, because I was listening to it, I was like, this is awesome. And like if you listen to it, and then it would fit in Star Wars essentially.
Right.
And I'm just like, yeah, I like this. And so, yeah, I've been listening to it. I'm just like, oh, this is great. Like, it feels like it would fit in Star Wars. It sounds kind of like John Williams, but oh, yeah, it's a good old one.
Oh yeah.
And then like the next one on the thing is like something you'd sing as a duet in karaoke. And like, I know I've chosen from Wicked, and that Rachel's chosen from Wicked as well.
Oh.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, let me find it. No. I thought someone else had chosen Wicked as well, but they have not. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Like one thing I found funny was it was the song, pick a song with somebody's name in it, or the person's name in the title, and Andres and I both picked a song called Scooter's Groove, where it's primarily just a bass line that's going through, and I can't remember, it was either Rachie or Lexi was just like, do you both know a guy named Scooter? Like, what's going on? How are you gonna pick someone named Scooter? And I was like, listen, it's a name. Somebody out there is named Scooter or has a nickname Scooter, and that is a name. So I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, I got to the end of the exercise. I was listening through it, and then I was just like of the songs that are in the playlist, I'm just like, oh, I probably should have this song in a different position. Like, so the song I've got for the one with someone's name in it is Song for Josh by Frank Turner.
Okay.
But that one would also fit in like songs that would break your heart or make you cry.
Oh so yeah.
Like, that could be somewhere else entirely. But
yeah. I had the same thing. I think I put Amy Winehouse on like 4 or 5 different spots, and I was like, okay, I need to actually pick a position and stick with it.
Yeah. But overall, it was good fun exercise. Like,
oh yeah.
And now I'm just like, yes, I want to do one of these very frequently. Probably not worth it, to be fair, but yeah.
So I have a friend who works for an insurance company, and he actually does something like this, where it's every month. He just he decides to pick a theme of the month, and so the weeks before, he'll just spend all his time just building his own playlist, and so it's really interesting. So he'll literally just think to himself, you know what, I'm gonna create an all acoustic playlist, and then he'll just go through his songs and try to rack his brain to find any acoustic songs he knows, and then he'll try to build something like that, or it'll be a specific theme, like he's getting married in September, so he said, okay, we'll go with stereotypical wedding songs are gonna be the playlist, and I think he sets himself for 42 songs. And so that's the thing. So it's just, playlisting is definitely something that is very interesting and very fun to do. But yeah, if you did it frequently, you would probably go insane.
Yeah. Who's been putting out playlists? Jeff from Rooster Teeth.
Oh yeah.
He's been putting out playlists monthly, and he has been posting journals about how at the beginning of the year he thought it was a great idea. And then, as the year's gone on, he's been getting more and more miserable trying to whittle down these lists. And that he's having a miserable time doing it. I'm just like, oh no, you've got to have the fun in it somewhere.
Oh yeah, it's tough. Like, even, I just remember from doing F&F so frequently, because it was every week, right?
Yeah.
So think about that. Like it's a 3 hour playlist every week, and it's not even a situation where oh yeah I can play start from beginning to end. It's like oh no I have to pick 20 seconds of each song,
Mm-hmm.
and that has to last me 180 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Uh,
at first you're like you have all this energy like oh yeah this song will be great and this is this, and by the end of it I was like oh my god, I'm only 72 minutes in and I can't repeat songs and what am I doing? Where do I go? It becomes so stressful at times.
uh-huh.
But yeah, just trying to keep yourself interested in it is always a challenge, but if you can do that, it helps so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I haven't finished listening to everyone's albums yet. Or not albums, wrong word.
Yeah,
The next thing I
yeah.
wanted to talk about. I haven't finished listening to everyone's playlists yet, but yeah, hopefully that. Well, I know I've got plenty of time to sit at my desk this week because yeah, there's I don't know lots of so
Yeah.
much desk work to do, so I can just sit and listen to music while I just get on and write stuff up.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, hopefully I'll be plowing through those. But yeah, as I just alluded to, I listened to 100 albums. Metal Hammer put out a list in 2016 that was a collection of the best 100 or the top 100 albums from the 21st century so far, going from 2000 to 2015. So there's 16 years there,
Oh wow.
and uh, they were like, "Here's 100 albums, no repeated bands," and it was an experience. I'll say that.
I believe that.
So they said, "Okay, you've got 100. There's 100 albums. I tried to listen through them. I started listening to them like randomly, just picking them at random. But
Right.
then I found that I was avoiding ones that I hadn't heard before.
Mm.
So I was like, right, I'm just going to start at 100 and work my way down through. But it was very clear, like quite quickly, like so it took me 2.5 weeks to do. So within about a week, I'd figured out that like, oh, they've selected something from like every area and genre within like the metal umbrella,
Right.
and there are definitely albums there that do not suit me at all.
Fair.
So I'm like, I listened to them, but it was kind of begrudgingly. I was like, yeah, I kind of have to listen to this to get to the rest of the albums that I want to listen to. But all in all, it was a worthwhile exercise. I found some good like new albums to listen to, but there were some certain like glaring omissions of bands, and like they chose albums I wouldn't have chosen by certain artists. I'd have chosen different albums, or I'd have got rid of some of the bands on there and put different bands in their places.
Right.
And a lot of it, like especially on like the top 10, it seemed like they were more up there, not because of their quality, but because of their influence within the metal like community.
Okay.
So like the top album was Iowa by Slipknot, but the second album was The Blackening by Machine Head, which is a musically superior album,
Yeah.
but less influential than Slipknot. So,
Mm.
like, yeah, so it became clear that there was some considerations made, and then they had one of Opeth's albums at like position 22, and that musically is better than most of the other albums that were above it, but less influence from Opeth. And then you've got like the whole battle metal scene. There's Churusas who are about position 50 or so, and then Sabaton's Art of War, which was in position like 97 or something ridiculous, which I would definitely rank higher than the Churusas album.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just like, this is curious as to how they've laid this list out. But all in all, I had a great time listening through these like 100 albums. It definitely took me some time, and like to listen to certain albums, I had to like amp myself up to get through them because I just normally wouldn't have listened to them. And like given the like lack of context in listening to some of the albums,
Right.
I don't understand like my aversions to them in the past. So the one I'm really referring to is My Chemical Romance's Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge, which came out in like 2004, I want to say.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
And I never gave that album the time of day because it's My Chemical Romance. I don't care about them.
Yeah.
But having listened to it, I think it's a pretty decent album. And like now that I'm not like in that scene, it's not 2004 anymore, and you know, I don't feel judged for listening to what I listen to. It seems like it's an album that is still enjoyable and is still good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very much of the time and like of the emo movement that was around in the time, but it is probably the best example of that scene. So
Oh yeah,
yeah.
no, I'm in the same boat when it comes to those albums that I missed with due to just kind of being like my predisposition on a lot of that stuff, and going back to it and just saying, wow, I actually missed a lot of music just because it was 2004 2005.
Yeah.
Like one of the ones I always feel bad that I skipped over was just System of a Down in general.
Yeah.
And then it's it was System of a Down. I was like, there's no way I'm actually listening to any of this. Get out of here. And then I heard Mesmerized for the first time, I want to say 2 years ago. And I was like, what did I do? Like, this is
how did I miss this?
Yeah, I remember seeing the album cover looked so familiar to me, but yeah, I never ended up listening to it, and once I did, I was like, wow, I completely missed out.
Yeah. So yeah, back in 2004, I like wouldn't have been caught dead listening to My Chemical Romance like at all. It's like, no, you couldn't make me listen to it. And now I'm just like, it's not the worst.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. But yeah, interesting. Yeah, no, I had a fascinating adventure listening to music, listening to these 100 albums, and then like with the playlist stuff, like I just feel like I'm so into music at the moment. It's
yeah.
awesome. I get to listen to stuff, yay! And yeah, I'm still just finding new stuff and stuff I've missed, and it's just like there's so much music out there. I'm just gonna be listening to music forever.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be the best. But cool. I think that's about all I wanted to chat about, and it's been pretty decent, isn't it? So,
yeah. No, it's been good. Just a huge music. I feel like we always have that. It's like once a year we just have like a full on just music discussion.
Yeah. Cool. Well, Shoban, where can we find you across the internet?
You can find me at NABOHS on pretty much everything. You just type that in and I pop up. I used to go with at Shoban and a bunch of stuff, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna flip it back and just go back to how I used to have it. So yeah, it's just Nabos, NABOHS, and you can just find me there.
Awesome. I can be found across the internet at DestroyTopMart at Ether. That's like Twitter and Instagram. At the moment, I'm like, I haven't posted on either of them like a non-generic automatically tweeted thing in, I don't know, quite a while.
Yeah.
I responded to Spencer the other day, so I suppose I did tweet something. But
there you go.
Yeah, like I definitely need to. I don't know. I don't necessarily want to get better at social media, but at the same time, I know I'm definitely missing out on things people are chatting about. So,
yeah.
Like, I'm missing out on the function of social media. Cool. Well, Shoban, thank you very much for being my guest this week.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. Always a pleasure just hanging out and just talking music or fitness or whatever with you.
Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you. And thank you everyone for listening. Have an exciting week. Goodbye.
Bye.